Hi everybody, welcome to January 20th to January 26th of 2020. We're going to be pulling general messages for all the signs, but we're going to front load with astrology like I did last time. I'm going to timestamp below in the description box. If you're not interested in this part, I'm going to go through a couple of transits that are happening in the sky, and then I'm going to pull a couple of astrology tarot cards, the Black Moon Tarot, for the general messages, and then I'm going to get into each of the signs. Okay, so starting on the 20th, we have the sun entering Aquarius, guys, at 9:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just apply that time to wherever you are on the planet. So the sun's going to be in Aquarius from the 20th of January to the 18th of February. And during this cycle, we're going to be especially motivated by a hunger for knowledge. Knowledge, experience, originality, something different, innovation, doing things outside of the box, that box that we normally function in. It's just more important to us than doing things as we have been, or maybe how we should be, because it is Aquarius. It's really out of the box, right? We are becoming more aware in this energy of what's outdated in our lives, and we'll be pushing to find new perspectives and new approaches to ways of doing things. To just structure, think about the structure that we've been feeling, right? Under Capricorn, right? It's been like very structure. There are like class distinctions. There's a sense of order that Capricorn finds really appealing, and that we really needed, right, to get this ball rolling, but now seems to be a bit too rigid to all of us. So the freedom of self and the individual is becoming really more important to all of us right now. And we're all feeling it in different areas. I did mention the houses that we're all going to be, and I've mentioned the houses in a couple of videos now at this point, that we're all going to be working through this year. So think about what I'm saying in relation to whatever house it is, right? So if you're Cancer, everything that I'm saying, you're going to be thinking about how to do relationships differently. If you're Virgo in your fifth house, you're going to be thinking about your hobbies and things that you do for fun differently, and you're going to be looking at your relationship with your children differently, right? It depends on where this is placed. Okay. And I'm just going to keep talking about it probably for the rest of the year. So, but it's really about us striving to free ourselves from some restrictions and inhibitions and limitations that just feel really, really constraining rather than safe. Because for a minute it felt safe, but now it's not safe anymore, And then on the 24th, we have the new moon. New moon in Aquarius, 4:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the new moon in Aquarius marks the beginning of a new cycle for sure. The Capricorn new moon cycle ends, and this new moon cycle begins. And in Aquarius, it's friendship, group activities, socials pursuit, any sort of group gatherings, projects, trying something new, joining a new group, any sort of humanitarian effort actually even falls under this, but all of these things are going to be more of a focus than they have been. So there are new beginnings regarding any of these areas, right? Just really getting out there and getting involved in stuff. And this is a time during which we should solve problems that require thinking outside of the boxes, as I've been talking about. Really look to the future with a brand new positive and hopeful vision. Brainstorm, socialize, just focus on how things are going to be just moving forward, and expressing platonic love for those around us, and giving our emotions and our passions a break as we develop more objectivity and some detachment from past hurts and past haunts, and just connecting with friends, guys. Like seriously, if you don't have friends, then it could be your family, it could be your colleagues, but it's really embracing friends, family, neighbors, any group activity, anything like that really can be focused on here in such a beautiful way, right? So reaching out to people in your social circle, reaching out to your tribe, and just like recognizing here the value of those friendships and those networks. And also, though, recognize at some level, guys, these people are kind of like your ticket out of, I'm going to call it stage one. I'm going to call January stage one. It's month one, it's stage one of this new shift into this new life, into this new cycle. And I know we've all been feeling it. Oh my gosh, right? It's been big. It's been big. Obviously, depending on where it's hitting you, it's going to be a little more ground shaking than for others, but you definitely want to be looking at your rising sign for this one, guys, for sure. Absolutely. All right. But these friends and family members and our group are going to be helping us to be able to have a sense of detachment from whatever is challenging us to break away from, because there is this breaking away, right, with Saturn and this transformation with Pluto. So we're really going to be needing to rely on our friends, our family, our hobbies, other activities to pivot our thoughts and our attentions to just give us a breather so we can start to heal and move. It's stage one. It's stage one. And with this potent Aquarius energy, we have the chance to make progressive changes in our lives. For some of us, circumstances are such that we need to pay more attention to these matters rather than divert our attention. It does depend on the placement. Now, this phase of the moon is going to be happening at 4 degrees and 22 minutes of Aquarius, affecting people born with personal planets and points at approximately 0 to 8 degrees of the fixed sign. So that would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius most significantly. We're all going to be feeling it, but those 4 signs and those degrees are going to be feeling it really much more profoundly, okay, than anyone else. So let's pull a couple of Black Moon Tarot to get a collective message of what we have as we enter this last part. I'm calling it the last part of phase 1 here. 3rd house, okay. It's about communication, messages. This has to do with Mercury, right? So especially like Gemini and Virgo. Saturn, well, of course. Oh, Saturn, I don't know. I'm getting a little tired of you now. And it just started. Okay, so we have Saturn and we have 3rd house messages, okay? So the 3rd house messages, again, anything mercurial. So this is how you think, feel, write, communicate, anything like that. This is you needing to look at how you're communicating, assess if you're communicating effectively enough, if you are not being too harsh, if you need to change things up in the way you communicate. Now, the fact that we got the 3rd house with Saturn says that you're going to be getting in touch here in this 3rd house energy with something that's very old and outdated. Saturn does that anyway, but you're going to be getting messages, synchronistic messages coming into your life that's really going to be highlighting what really needs to go, what like literally has become like necrotic. Do you know what I mean? Like dying skin. I hate to say it like that, but it's kind of like that in a way. It takes a long time to happen, but when it happens, it just starts to like fall off, right? So this is what's really happening here. And Saturn with the truth, I mean, this says it might feel bad now, but it's going to be resolved. Saturn's the planet, it's the planet of the Reaper, the Lord of Karma. And this, it's a rainbow planet, represents what's tangible and solid in our lives. The Greeks called Saturn Kronos. So a lot of you guys might have heard Kronos and Saturn being used interchangeably. So we could thank the Greeks for that. And Kronos was the father of Zeus. And Kronos devoured his children to prevent losing his throne as the king of the gods. So Saturn in astrology is often referred to as the god who ate his own children. Isn't that lovely, right? Because of the energy of this planet seems to show no mercy. But Saturn is not exactly cruelty. It simply points out what's true and cuts away what's delusional or no longer useful in our life. So, this is definitely a time where you're going to feel challenged. We're all feeling it anyway. This is like, I'm like preaching to the choir here. You guys all know this. But it's time to make it or break it, guys, for real. I mean, the fact that this came up is important. Life may seem harsh and very restrictive right now. The truth of the matter is you're facing an enemy who may be yourself right now. And Saturn shows us that at times it's in our better interest, not to have those things we want. And that if we were to have them, it could only ultimately lead to our destruction. And that really is so true. So if this is a time for any of you where you're feeling sad, or if you're feeling hopeless, realize that it's all about the diligence and sticking to what you believe in, adhering to your goals, to what you know is right. As this is a period in your life that emphasizing toughness and work is really important. It's all about not giving up and following through, and there's so much goodness on the other side of this. So much good. So we're going to be looking at stuff that's got to go. Yep, that's what we have, and that is the astrology section, guys. Let's pull some cards. Hi Virgo, thanks for hanging with me. This is round 2. I did a whole other video, a long one, and for some reason it wouldn't load. It was very, very strange. So now I'm doing a take 2. I guess you guys were not meant to hear those messages. So let's get right into your crowning energy, your wisdom of the oracle. Guys, remember, these are general messages. Don't try to make it fit if it doesn't fit, okay? Energies could always be vice versa. Okay, so what I'm saying for you, that you're feeling, the person that you're dealing with, the situation might be feeling that way. Okay, we want to check your rising sun, moon sign, and your Venus sign for the most complete package of messages, for sure. Okay, all right, let's get right into this kind of messages Virgo need to hear. Soulmates. Soulmates, nice. You know, guys, soulmates could really be anyone who we share a common heart space goal with. It doesn't only mean an individual person in an intimate relationship. This could actually be a family member or a really close friend, but getting this says that you're meant to evolve and transform with relationships with other people, with the companionship of others. So certain people enter into your life in order to take you to that next level of healing, or that next level of consciousness and authenticity. And it's always a reciprocal experience. That's the idea with the soulmate energy. Although the results for each of you obviously will be different, you know these people by that, it's like that strong pull. It's like that, you know, the pull drawing you towards them, and sometimes by a strong aversion to them initially as well, right? Do you guys ever have that experience where when you first met somebody you couldn't stand them and you ended up being best friends or falling in love with them, right? So it's that same idea. So soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life for only a short time, but regardless, you're going to be changed in ways you can't possibly realize right now. So just pay attention to these people right now, because they are absolutely your greatest gifts. And just really pay attention to this, because an important relationship in this energy is really going to bring you to your knees, Virgo. I mean, this is the kind of soulmate who comes with a powerful gift, and your patterns and all your old stories that don't serve you, your well-being, enter into this dynamic so that you can heal them. You know, this person is called in for a very sacred task right now in your life, to help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, even if it seems sticky, inconceivable, just all kinds of not good. But the question here you need to be asking yourself is, why did he or she do this to me? You know, you don't want to ask that, actually. Why did they do this to me? But what is the gift in this, right? And look into this mirror that it's actually providing for you, because you're only going to be changed for the better as a result of it, right? Really, really nice. I mean, so I'm getting that many of you are in a very important relationship in one area of your life, or you're going to be meeting somebody who's going to be a profound influence on your life. Absolutely. I mean, soulmates always are. We learn our biggest lessons from them, even though, as I said, it's not always comfortable. Not always comfortable. It's really not. It never was. I mean, the definition of soulmates was never, I mean, people have sort of bastardized the concept over the years. The soulmate energy is we have this shared heart space, but we need to go through the lessons together. Sometimes that's not so easy, right? Not always comfortable. So let's pull a Celtic cross spread, and then we're going to do a little bit of an extended love read compared to what I've been doing, because a lot of you guys have been asking me to spend some more time on the love section, so I will. We'll pull some oracles and qualifiers and we'll see what we get. So let's pull here, Celtic cross spread. Messenger of air, yeah. I mean, you're really going to be looking at yourself, and we have the towers crossing you. So, the messenger of air is like messages coming in very serendipitously from, like random places that are really prompting you to think about how you have been thinking up to this point. And that is exactly what I had said with the soulmate energy, why this person is coming in to help you understand how the way you've been thinking up to this point is not really going to serve you anymore. And that's what the messenger of air is. And it's not all bad. I don't want you to think it's bad. It's just that you're going to be looking at the way you've been thinking up to now, and you're going to be realizing and recognizing where you need, because it's in the upright, so that's good, where you need to change the narrative that you tell yourself about your life, about yourself, about other people, what you want, what you believe in, right? Because air are swords, and swords are truth, right? So this is you getting in touch with your truth right now. And you're being crossed by the tower here. So this tower could have happened already. It might be happening. Energy doesn't really understand the difference from one little time period to the next. But the tower here, when we have the messenger of air and the tower, Virgo, this really can be just very internal. Okay? Now, for some of you, if this is connecting with you as far as relationship goes, this could have to do with you getting in touch with the truth about a person, about a relationship, about how you think about something, right? And really recognizing where you need to change things, okay? Now, this can be a literal in the 3D falling apart of something. This can be a loss of a relationship, a loss of a job, a loss of something profound, but it can also just be an internal energy where the messenger of air is making you look at how you've been thinking. It could be the tearing down of that, of your thought process, of outdated ideas and ideals, so that it can be swept away, so that something new can be resurrected in its place. But whatever falls down in the tower energy, people are always so scared of it. But the thing is, it's the ebb and flow of it all. Whatever this was that was standing was really not good for you. And the thing is, when we're dealing with all of this Pluto energy, I mean, honestly, guys, that's the struggle with Pluto, is Pluto often pushes us to need to evolve out of something that actually we really don't want to evolve out of. For a lot of us, it depends on what your placement is, and it depends if it's squaring your natal moon. Those of you who know your chart, when Pluto squares your natal moon, it's life-changing. It truly, truly is. It doesn't matter if you're a Virgo, a Libra, an Aries, whatever. It's really about your natal moon and what's happening with Pluto. But there is a tower moment here. Again, it's something is happening where something that you believed in at one point is ending so that something healthier can take its place. Okay? So this I do feel, I get a very strong sense here that it is your belief system and how you have viewed things up to this point. Okay? So definitely makes sense to me then with the soulmate card. Now, as the crowning, we have temptation. So temptation in the upright, this is very healthy, because this is recognizing that there are things that we do in life and there are things that we don't do in life. And temptation here is indicating you kind of identifying what the do's and the don'ts are in your life. In the reverse, it would be kind of going off the rails with this and giving into temptation and doing all. But in the upright, it's like, I like having this as the crowning with the messenger of air, because it's just, you're just really putting, you're like redesigning your blueprint for how you think relationships should be, what you want out of a job, what you want out of your connections, all the relationships in your life, and just like really what you want to do, what speaks to you. And we have the Three of Cups in the reverse, though. So this is very interesting to me, because this is about like irresponsible partying. This can be a card of infidelity, but it's at least being closed off in the heart space to a person or a situation. But I feel like there's this challenge here between what you feel tempted to do and this pull to do something irresponsible. So I feel like, I don't know, I mean, If some of you guys are thinking about cheating, if you're thinking about doing something shady at work, if you're thinking about doing anything like that, just to have the temptation as the crowning and the 3 of water in the reverse as the foundation. You know, this can certainly be an energy that you're dealing with, though, right? Where you know what's up, you know what's right or wrong, but you dealing with somebody who doesn't exactly have the same ideas as you, right? So you can be the crowning, and somebody you're dealing with may be this 3 of water, this 3 of cups in reverse, where you know what's right and wrong, you get it, you understand, but the person that you're dealing with doesn't, and they're being very irresponsible here. And close down to the responsibility of this relationship or connection that you guys have, and whatever that relationship or connection is. Now, in your recent past, we have the King of Air. So this is the King of Swords. I mean, this is about really being in the truth here, right? It's a Capricorn and Aquarius energy. So when you think about that, it's Capricorn is a hard worker, and Aquarius is the water bearer, is ruled by Uranus, which is all about change and just, you know, boom, surprise, and thinking outside the box. So this is you really putting on your thinking cap in the past, right? And working very hard on how to figure things out, on thinking about things differently, being very innovative, very honest, right? And just really just being like in your zone, feeling very much like you were in your zone. Then we have the Messenger of Air happen in the Tower. Interesting. 2 of Cups is you right now. This is beautiful. Soulmates. Soulmates. This is really nice. 2 of Waters, beautiful energy. There's a sharing here. There's a common goal. And this is a Venus and Cancer energy. Venus is the planet of love. It's also how our relationship with money. So if this has to do with career, this is a really beautiful new start in career. If this has to do with love, this is a new relationship forming here, where there's an agreement that you guys are going to do this thing. You're going to do this thing, right? So if you're resonating with this as a relationship, I feel like, you know, something ended here. You walked away, something ended here. I mean, there was this Tower moment, and I feel like somebody did something shady to the other, but you're in the space now of starting a new relationship, because 2 of Cups is a new vibe here. Beautiful. 4 of Swords, 4 of Air, is an external influence that's impacting this 2 of Cups. So I like this because this is a movement forward. 4 of Swords is recognizing what you've been through, taking the lessons from it, throwing out the rest, and moving forward. And this is the energy of doing that, of just a bit of honoring. There's an honoring of what you've been through. There's a respect for what you've been through, you know. And then we have in your fear position, we have the Messenger of Water in reverse. So I think you might just be doubting your intuition here a little bit with this connection. You're going to be meeting somebody, and you're going to be in a space of vulnerability because of what you've been through. And you're just going to be fearing in the mental space that it's not going to happen. And that's it. I mean, you know, yeah. And now for some of you, I'm also feeling that something ended here and you're starting with somebody, but you're also afraid you're never going to hear from this person again as well. So there is this element that you still need to cut a certain amount of a tie here, right? You really do. Because you're in this space, but then we have the 6 of Fire, which is the 6 of Wands reverse, and in the reverse it tells me that you're feeling disrespected and like you couldn't have victory with the person, and then you're going into your mode, you know. This is you guys, the Hermit in reverse. This is like deep introspection and only taking counsel within yourself. It's like you're not talking to anybody about anything. That's the Hermit reverse. It's like the shh, you know, I'm not talking. And this is like you're keeping something secret, Virgo. I don't know. I mean, I got to tell you what I'm reading here, okay? What I'm reading here. I have a very heavy relationship vibe here, first of all. I have to tell you what I get. I'm not going to try to make it fit. This is not my reading, so I'm just communicating the cards to you. I feel like something happened with somebody and there was an ending of something. And the ending had to do with this idea of somebody didn't understand the relationship between temptation and tempering that, if you know what I mean. And so there ended up being this falling apart. At one time it was a truth for you, you know, which is why the Tower is so painful. It was a truth, something that you believed in at one time, and then it fell apart. So here you are, you know, taking the hard lessons, moving forward, starting something new, something that speaks to your heart space, but yet you're afraid that you're not going to hear from this anymore, from this person anymore. But you're remembering and you're recognizing how disrespected you feel, and how the, you know, lack of, 6 of Fire reverse is a lack of victory. So I feel like you're sort of like in between worlds here. I'm getting a very in between worlds kind of vibe here. And then we have the Hermit energy, which is like you just being so pensive and trying to think about everything. Yeah. But I do feel like you guys are meeting somebody new, but I feel like something ended. But you haven't totally cut this cord yet. Oh. That's what I got. If it resonates, you know. So seriously, don't try to make that fit if it doesn't fit. I'm sorry, I can't get everybody's messages all the time, but for sure that was meant for somebody that was very specific. All right. You know, and I normally like to give, you know, more of like a career interpretation. I mean, the best I can like associate that to career is that you're, you know, you're like on the sly. You're going to be starting another job and you're not telling anybody because you're really unhappy and you feel disrespected where you are right now. So that would be the career connection. That can resonate for some of you. But this part is going to just be about love. This one to come out. Be authentic. Be real and true to who you are and how you feel as you're in that hermit mode. If you resonated with that as relationship. I mean, who am I to say how you resonated with it? Maybe it was a career that spread. Who knows? Right? Too many people watching for it to be any one thing for all of you, right? So we'll pull 4 of the Heart Oracles. And then we'll pull some Island Time Wellness. So this first one here says, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. And here, when we pass from this world, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. So somebody might be having a come to Jesus moment when it comes to love, or you guys just might be very happily connected, right? You guys are just really loving each other, making these wonderful memories, and then be real and true to who you are and how you feel. So, yeah, very positive. But let's get some Island Wellness, seduction, healthy choices. Of course, Virgo gets healthy choices. You guys are so healthy for the most part, the archetype. And then we have Paradise. Paradise is happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and life, self-love, self-care, being happier. We have seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, Third party interference. Okay. Yeah. Third party interference. Okay. I'm silent on purpose right now for a minute. Let's pull the cards and see. Because this is like your cross. Virgo, you look confusing today. I don't know what's going on. Okay, Star reverse. Seven of Pentacle reverse. And you're confused. Okay. All right. So for this first one here, we have the Star reverse indicates that there is a lack of healing. Okay. In the reverse, that's what the Star means. This is an Aquarius energy, and thinking about Aquarius is about doing things differently, doing things out of the box, right? It's like that boom energy, and there's no thinking about things differently. There's no doing things differently. And you feel like you're not able to build to this next level with this person. Seven of Pentacles is about getting new opportunity and building and really figuring out a way to like put your ducks in a row and really kind of growing in your career and growing in your connection and just growing, right? There's growth there. And you feel like you can't have this with them, right? In the practical way, you just feel like they don't have what you're looking for in the way of feeling supported. The connection is not there. The communication isn't there. Maybe the intimacy isn't there. The social, if whatever it is that you do in connection in the relationship, you feel like it's not there enough. But the challenge here is that you really do want to build with them. And that's the challenge here. And then we have the Four of Cups in reverse. And this is the checklist card about you realizing they do A, B, and C. I can't be with them. And there's a restlessness about that, though, and feeling disillusioned and disappointed. Feeling disrespected, though. Again, this came out. Feeling disrespected and feeling like there could be a lack of victory here, and just having your heart closed off. Having your heart closed off and being very in touch with the truth. Like, you're very in touch with the truth of the matter, but where you're confused is actually what to actually do in the 3D. Like, what to do. So this can be just not being able to make a decision between two people, two connections. Or even if there's not another person involved, it could be, should I stay or should I go? Should I continue in this or should I not? I feel all these things, right? Like, you're feeling like they can't be healing. You're feeling like, you guys can't grow this together, even though you have the want to build something. You just feel like they don't possess what you need to actually make this happen. Yeah, you just don't want to defend yourself anymore. Virgo, you feel like you've been defending yourself and you just don't want to do it anymore with the Seven of Wands. It's like, you just don't want to, you don't have the passion in you to just keep defending it. And you're turning your back on a situation. I'm getting that you're turning your back on a situation and you're venturing to a new place. You're venturing on a new path. You're not really sure what that means yet, but you feel very passionate about it. You may be meeting somebody new, a Queen of Wands energy. This could certainly be. Some of you might be meeting a Pisces or an Aries. But then we have the Nine of Pentacles, and this is about your wish fulfillment. So I feel like whatever happened in that tower, if that was connected to this portion of the reading, all of that lack of connection, yada, yada, really brought the tower down. You're in a space where you're not defending yourself anymore. You're turning your back. You're venturing onto a new path. You have a lot of fire in your belly. You're really going to be tapping into, because Pisces and Aries, and what are those? Aries is the baby of the zodiac. There's a newness to Aries, being in control of this new path, having this passion with a lot of emotion, right? Because there's Pisces in there, is a strong water energy, and it's about insight and emotion. So there's very much like like a large and in charge vibe here. I'm getting like there's a lot of wisdom, right? Pisces is also very intuitive, so you're just tapping in order to attain your wish fulfillment. I mean, that's what that is. This is in order to attain your wish fulfillment. So what I'm getting here is the island time wellness. I'm not trying to make anything fit here. Is this seduction energy? This is pulling you out of something. There's something that's pulling you out of an unhealthy situation, that's pulling you into a more loving situation, and you're viewing it. This is making a healthy choice in love and in life. If this thing that you were in wasn't healthy, this is a healthier thing for you. Being happier, enjoying each other, happiness, joy, expansion, playfulness. Yeah, absolutely. Because you're recognizing that, yeah, you know what, when we leave here, all we have are our memories to take with us. Absolutely. Yeah. You're going to have a very deep soul. You're going to have a very, like, a quick soul connection with this person. I feel like when you meet them, it's going to be quick, where things are just going to be rolling. Things are just going to be rolling for you. I mean, and quick. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Virgo, I do feel like somebody still has feelings for you, but I feel like you're turning your back on them or on the situation because you're viewing that situation as not being healthy. And as soon as you make that decision, because you have to make that decision, you are going to end up with somebody else. But I feel like somebody is just trying to infiltrate your energy field right now with this seduction energy. I just feel that. And this is a healthy connection for you, and you're going to end up having your wish fulfillment. Okay. Oh, some reading. Okay. Thank you, Virgo. I will see you guys next time. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.